Y'all, being a in-person personal trainer was a fucking trip. And today I'm going to share exactly what I learned and what it taught me about women and human relationships in general. Back in 2020, right, I got my first break into an industry that paid me well and that I was passionate about. This was in-person personal training. I work for a company. It's called Elite Technique. It's out of PG County, Maryland. You can look this shit up. Elite underscore Technique. I got my first break into the industry, right? And I had been training for about 2.5 years, and I was very passionate about it. It was literally the only thing during the time that I was consistent with. Literally the only thing outside of all the other dumbass shit I was doing. Like I said, I was just a very hot-headed 18, 19-year old, even 20-year-old. I had a lot of growing up to do. And I got my first break into the industry. It was one of the greatest things I ever did for my life. And I'm going to share today some lessons I learned specifically about what it taught me about women. Now, as you can imagine, right, we all have certain roles, right, that we play in society. A lot of us, we work, corporate, or we work in offices. We work in these buildings, right, that, we have people who are managers and HR and people that are ahead of us. And a lot of these guys and these women as well, they exercise power and they exercise, power dynamic in these entities that we work for, we work alongside with. But the thing is that majority of jobs are like this. But in personal training specifically, or any kind of job where you're really showing your more animalistic side, you're seeing women with booty shorts on, yoga pants, tight fitting leggings. You're seeing guys with, tank tops, shirts that hug their physique. You're seeing a completely different side of human being. I like to say in the year 2025, right? Like, we are literally cyborgs and animals. A human being in the year 2025 is half cyborg, half animal. And the reason why I'm talking about this today is because for some reason we like to think that we're just cyborgs in today's society and that the animalistic side does not exist or it doesn't matter. And as long as we are just humans, the animalistic side will always matter and it will always be prevalent, especially in a place like the gym, like personal training. I've seen this fully scoped out when I was working there, right? I have so many stories, but some of them one of them I want to talk about, right, is, there was it was one of this chicks. She came in, she was light skinned, hella stacked, like probably cool 5'5", 5'6", like 150, 160. She was gorgeous. I mean, literally when she came in, of course, all the trainers were looking at each other like, damn, like she's hella bad. And she knew it too. She came in with this dude who was like very average. And that's being nice. Honestly, he had a big stomach. He would like mumble and shit. Like when we would try to talk to him, like we'd be chill with him. Like, so we weren't like fucking weird and stuff like that. We were cool. We would talk to everybody, and he would just like mumble and he'd be like, man, shit like that. And we're like, damn, like what's up with this guy? Come to find out, this dude owned like 7 or 8 different cars. I think he had a construction business, if I remember correctly, worth tens of millions of dollars, literally worth tens of millions of dollars. But the thing is that when he would be in the gym, he would be so unconfident because me, my two coworkers, like I said, we're all, lean. We all got muscle. We all have confidence. And, when he would come in, we would feel that like he didn't have that animalistic oomph in that side. And the thing is that this chick, she would be respectful and stuff, but it's like you could see she had wandering eyes. And that's the thing, is a lot of these dudes who have a lot of money, they don't have the physical, animalistic, we like to call it aura nowadays. They don't have that prowess. And the thing is that you can only keep a chick like that, especially a woman like that who is, stunning, gorgeous, you can only keep a chick like that for so long. So that's something that I've seen, right? Was that there would be dudes who sometimes, and that was an outlier because we had clients that came in that made hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes millions. But that guy specifically, like I said, he made tens of millions of dollars a year. Because I talked to him, I want to get on game because he owned like I think 7 or 8 cars. When I'm talking 7, 8 cars, we're talking like G wagon, BMW, like luxury vehicles, right? So that's something I noticed, right? Is that guys like him, their women would be fine, but a lot of the times they would have wandering eyes, right? And they would look at guys like me, like my coworkers, or wherever they're at, right? And the thing is that again, the money cannot get the pussy wet. It's only a tool. It's only a tool, and it will not keep a woman aroused. And eventually, like I said, she might not act upon it, but eventually she's going to be very curious and she's going to want to look around, venture out. I see this shit all the time, even when I'm like, sometimes I'll go to like a bar or just, it can be anywhere, right? But like, let's say it's a spot where dudes walk in, they can be a lot older than me, and they got money. They got money. They speak in this certain way, and it's just they have this aura about them when they have money. Cool. They'll be with chicks sometimes. Sometimes they're their age. Sometimes they're not. And I see the women literally like looking around. They're bored. They're fucking bored because you can only talk about your money so much. It's the same shit with the physique. You can only talk about your physique so much. Like it's very boring eventually. That's why I really preach to guys to really work on their social confidence, their social skills. When you go out into public, talk to people, talk to everybody. Don't waste your time speaking, but to one guy for 30, 40 minutes that isn't offering you anything, but just work on your social skills. Develop your own charisma, your own jokes, your own style, your own aura, your own frequency. Develop that shit because it's very important, not just for women, but for yourself to create your own entity that you can identify as, right? So that's a story, my coworker, he would fuck hella chicks, right? These chicks would be married. These chicks would have boyfriends. And it was just like in the personal training space, if your chick, if she's not already 1000% solid with you, there's a very high likelihood that she will cheat. And then not just physical cheating. I've seen a lot of flirting going on, emotional cheating, just the woman being checked out. We knew that she had a husband. We knew that she had a boyfriend. Guys, like none of that shit fucking mattered. Honestly, like it literally did not matter. Now, on the flip side, there were women who they wouldn't do that, but they were very solidified in their marriage or relationship. But I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I would argue like majority of women, you would be surprised. Like I'm talking like 60, 70% were not faithful in the sense of they were not in the mindset of being in a relationship, being married. They would not act upon that when they would be in this space. And I've seen this with my own 2 eyes, and a lot of these chicks got buzzed down. Me personally, I never did that besides this one woman who I did with. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna share this story because it's like it's not something I would do now, but it's something that I was like encouraged to, right? Like if I had the opportunity, I had a mentor who didn't encourage me in the right way, right? Like I personally believe in karma. I believe in God, and I don't believe it's right to mess with another man's woman, and just basically keep that under the rug. But this is one story where that did happen. It was a chick. She was training with one of my coworkers, and basically she invited me to a 4th of July barbecue, which was dope. It was cool. It seemed platonic. I knew she had a boyfriend, right? It's crazy. This is actually during like COVID time, so he was actually at BLM, the protest, whatever going on, which is fucking crazy because I was at his chick's house. I had an old friend. His name was Nate. I invited my boy Nate. I'm like, hey, This girl, she invited me to this barbecue thing. It's about to be, a few other girls. It's just me and him. We can roll out. It's cool. But so we roll out to her spot, right? Boyfriend's not there. So it's her and three of her friends and her sisters. Her sister eventually came. So it was like four to five chicks and just me and him. So everything was cool, everything was chill, and I know she got a boyfriend. Like, we're chilling, right? Literally, later that night, she's putting away food, right, from the barbecue. And I asked her, I'm like, yo, you need some help. I'm just trying to help out a little bit. Me and Nate are getting ready to leave. She We're in the kitchen, right? And the kitchen's not that big. It's not that big. So we're in the kitchen. And we're kind of passing by each other a little bit. You kind of feel a little tension, but nothing too crazy. Bro, we just like, I don't even know how the fuck we just stopped and we started just making out, bro. Like tongue and everything, just hard making out. Her dude was sleeping. He had just gotten back. He was sleeping in the room next door. He was sleeping in the room next door, bro. She stopped, bro, because she was like, we made out probably for like 20 seconds. And she was like, basically pointing at the door. And I was just like, fuck, I was just like, bro, I'm 21 years old. This chick's like 28. You know, she was cute. She was hella cute. She's pointing at the door. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? I go sit down in the living room and it's like dark. Tell me why the dude woke up. Literally, like I swear to God, he just felt something. He woke up and something was just off, bro. He like went outside. He kind of like he passed by the living room. He like looked at me, and I'm just chilling on my phone. I'm just like playing. I'm just chilling. He goes outside, bro, and I can feel something. I was like, fuck. Like I felt, bro. I felt terrible. I'm not that type of dude to like do that shit and brag. Like that shit's not. It's not cool. I want to let y'all know that like this isn't me to brag or nothing like that. Like that shit wasn't cool. The chick, like I said, she passes by me and she's just like, I'm like, is everything cool? And she's like, yeah, he just gets like that, blah, blah, blah. She goes outside, talks with him, whatever, whatever. Comes back inside. He goes back to his room. I just know that he knows what the fuck just happened, bro. And I felt so weird. And, long story short, that chick was on my fucking dick literally the whole summer after that, you know. And it's because, again, personal training taught me, right, that you need to have that animalistic side of you that arouses the woman. It don't matter if she got a boyfriend, a husband, she's single. It doesn't matter, right? If you don't have that, you always are at the there's always a chance for her to walk out. And I literally experienced this in my life. This chick was on my fucking dick. Bro, this chick was a NASA employee. She was a NASA employee. Like, she was making hella money. She would bring me fucking Whole Foods. Y'all, I'm like 21 years old. I've never even shopped at Whole Foods. I don't come from that family. We shop at literally fucking Aldi and coupons and shit like that. We're middle class, like we're fine, but I'm just saying, like, we don't shop at fucking Whole Foods. Bro, this chick was bringing Whole Foods breakfast, like 100, like, bro, she spent like $80, $100. She would come over, buy me fucking food, bringing a wine over, letting me do whatever I wanted with her for the whole summer. It was crazy. I asked her about the dude. She said, "Oh, like basically, she said that they were on some break or some shit." I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like that was probably some bullshit, and I wouldn't even know honestly because she was over. She was always at my place. I had my own place. Um, but yeah, shit like that happened. Literally happened. I got so many other stories, but yeah, dude, it was just such a trip. It was just such a trip because you seen this happen full hand, and I want you guys to know, like I said, you're watching this video, like one, don't let this shit happen to you. Y'all should be the best version of yourself. The money's not enough, the physique's not enough. Just having aura or jokes or just charisma is not enough. Have everything, bro. Like have everything. Work on everything. That's the only way you can be completely undeniable. Too many of us, we walk around, we think we fucking show our money, all this shit, bro. That shit don't fucking work. I've seen that shit. That shit don't fucking work. I got way more stories outside personal training with dudes with money that have way more, that have way more fucking money than me. That shit did not matter. Their women were still into me. Married women, uh, girls with boyfriends. It literally doesn't matter. Don't be a don't be a trick. Don't be a fucking trick. The money's not enough. The physique's not enough, y'all. I talked about this in one of my previous videos where it's like dudes they'll get in hella great shape, and they think that they can just flex their muscles and just walk around like, but it's like, bro, that's not enough. And don't be that dude who just is always cracking jokes and hella loose and funny. Oh, you're the funny guy, but you're the fucking butt of the joke all the time. Nobody takes you seriously. Work on everything. Work on everything. Work on your habits. Work on everything. Read, talk to people, ask questions, record yourself on camera. See how you look when you're talking. See how you might look to other people. A lot of us, including myself, like we don't even know what we look like to other people. I've been recording myself a lot more recently so I can really see what I look like. Some of my mannerisms, like even like my facials, there's nothing wrong, but I'm just like, damn, like I gotta work on this a bit, and it's okay. We all gotta work. We all got a lot of stuff we gotta work on. But anyways, y'all, this is what I learned being an in-person personal trainer, right? That animalistic side, bro, is part of all of us, and as long as we are human beings, it will always be there. I want you guys to really internally understand that shit. It will always be there. It don't matter if you put on a fucking suit and you go into the city and make this amount of money. Majority of us, I understand, majority of us have to work in offices and indoor places, and this stuff, what I'm talking about exists in those places too. I'm talking about from an animalistic side where we're showing skin. We're showing skin and I was in a position of leadership in this space. It's completely different. But this exists in the corporate space, in the offices too. But it's different, right? Because you can cover up your body. You can hide things differently. In the gym, you can't hide. If your stomach's coming out, be like, people see. Like it's a very exposing place. I think it was one of the greatest, like I said, one of the greatest, not just jobs I ever had, but it was one of the greatest lessons of just seeing how humans really interact and what they'll do when they have certain options presented to themselves. Specifically, the women, like I said, because we train primarily women. We train guys too, but the women wanted to train. I'm just being honest. So, but anyways, y'all, this is my story on being an in-person personal trainer. Like I said, if you got a similar story, you want to tap in with me, Instagram's LinkedIn. Subscribe to the channel if you're fucking with the content. Like I said, we're dropping 3 new videos every week. 3 new videos every week. Tap in with me. Appreciate y'all. This is John New the Only. Tapping out. Peace.